and make this work. Let's go to work. Come on. Everything you got last round. Everything you got. Go get it, go get it.
Good evening and welcome to GCU Softball Stadium on the campus of Grand Canyon University as the New Mexico State Aggies take on your Grand Canyon University Lopes. I'm Philip Katafmo alongside Dewey Jeffries, and we are about to get underway. Bocage with the first pitch. That one on the outside corner for strike one to Rachel Rodriguez, the shortstop leading off for the New Mexico State Aggies. Let's take you quickly around the diamond for the Lopes. At third base is Sierra Smith, shortstop Shea Smith, second base Lorianne Olson, first base Bianca Bowling. Second one outside for ball one. Left field Maddie Dowdle, center field Lainey Gomez, right field Taylor Kay, behind the dish Kenzie Hill, and in the circle Brianna Aguilar Bocage. Bobo gets the start for the Lopes.
Absolutely. Looking at Bobo, actually, she's got a 3.55 ERA. It's doing all right. That hit right there, right up, bounces off second base.
Right off of second base. So Rodriguez gets on with a single off second base. So a little help from the base out there for Rachel Rodriguez as she gets things for the Aggies going. And now up the reigning WAC Player of the Week, Kelsie Horton, stepping up for the New Mexico State Aggies. She's having an incredible season for New Mexico State.
Absolutely. Horton with 43 RBIs and 16 home runs stands out, especially on the field tonight, where the Lopes' highest home run hitter is Nikki Gonzalez with half of that at 8.
So two Kelsie Hortons equal, or two Nikki Gonzalez equal one Kelsie Horton in terms of home run totals.
Absolutely.
She's definitely got a hot bat for the New Mexico State Aggies, and Bocage is going to have to get things going for her quickly. Count goes to 1-1. Rodriguez on first. Horton at the plate. 1-1 count, no outs. Beautiful day here. Friday evening. We got a doubleheader for you tonight against New Mexico State in a 3-game series that will end tomorrow on Saturday. That one outside corner for strike two. Count goes 1-2.
Bubba looking good so far. 61 strikeouts to the season so far. And she's sitting here, 2 strikes. Hopefully she can get Horton out.
The 1-2. Outside, Hill will throw over to first, not in time, so the count will go to 2-2. Lopes coming off a bit of a road trip. Spent some time in Fullerton. Made their way back home for a series against Utah and then a doubleheader against Bakersfield and Utah Valley. 2-2. Line in between first and second. Orton's going to get on with a single. Rodriguez is going to take off to third. Throw down. Got her at third, but Orton will move to second. So a great relay throw by Taylor Kay, and the Lopes one down.
Excellent play right there by Taylor Kay. Get the ball all the way to Olson and then over to Smith.
Smith to Smith, and they got Rodriguez out at third. So Orton advances to second, and Farron Glacken will step in for New Mexico State. The first baseman for the Aggies, batting .286, 1 home run, 19 RBIs, and 26 hits for the senior.
So had a short little meeting on the mound right there, probably just trying to reassess everything that's going on.
First pitch in there for strike one. Yeah, fantastic play. Rodriguez was looking like she's going to take third. Taylor Kay, a great throw into Shea Smith, and then Shea turning it quick over to Sierra. Great play to get this one going. The 0-1. Outside corner for ball one. The count goes 1-1, 1 out. Kelsie Horton on second. Bocage in the circle for the Lopes, looking to get out of the top of the first with no damage done.
Horton also sits, we talked about before, with her 43 RBIs. They're going to have to watch out for her speed. She's in scoring position on second. And you can already imagine she's going to want to try to sneak her way over to third.
Yeah, Horton, no stolen base attempts. Yeah, Horton, no. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 1 for Bocage. And 2 down for the Lopes. So Orton, though, she does have 0 attempts on the season in terms of stolen bases, but she never in terms
But that will be foul for strike one. This ball will get set up for next pitch.
That a slow roller. It's called foul. So the count will go to 0-2. 2 down, Bocage. So far, only 2 hits. 1 strikeout. Looking to make it 2, the 0-2. Slow roller. Just under the glove of Olsen. Horton will stay at third. And it'll be a 2-out base hit for Nikki Butler.
The Aggies housing themselves on first and third. Horton will be on third, and Butler taking first now. Victoria Castro up to bat next.
So Victoria Castro will step in, the center field junior, batting .356 on the season, 24 RBIs and 8 home runs. First one in there for strike one. So runners on the corners for New Mexico State. We'll get a little bit of a conference in the circle for the Lopes.
We talked about their little mound meeting a little bit ago, and they've already had 2 in the top of this first inning.
That one swung on and missed for strike 2.
And you can see it right now. The Lopes are preparing themselves for a battle to go up against the New Mexico State Aggies.
So the count goes to 0-2, 2 outs, the 0-2. Roller picked up by Olsen, throw on to first for out number 3, so no damage done, a few hits given up. The score remains 0-0. We move to the Lopes, bottom of the first.
We just got started here, but we hope that you're enjoying the Cactus Classic. Today's plants provided by Pueblo, downtown Phoenix's green source for unusual indoor plants, including tropicals, carnivorous, cacti, and ferns. Check them out on Instagram at The Pueblo.
That's right. So if you are looking for an interesting plant to add to your home or dorm, check out the Pueblo on Instagram at the.pueblo.
You always want to add a little bit of personality to
yeah,
wherever your living situation is, and the Pueblo will provide that for you.
So leading things off for the Lopes will be Taylor Kay, then Lorianne Olsen, Nikki Gonzalez, Shay Smith, Sierra Smith, Lainey Gomez, Bianca Bowling, Maddie Dowdle, and Kinsey Hill. A lot of lineup adjustments for Coach Pearson. Usually she likes to have Shay Smith lead things off, but this time Taylor Kay moving herself from the bottom of the order to the top, as Coach Pearson likes to usually mix things up here and there.
Yeah, we saw that a while back where she moved Nikki Gonzalez from the bottom to first, and that actually proved to do really well for them. So we're hoping it'll be the same thing here. Taylor Kay, strong at-bat, 95 at-bats, 3 RBIs, and a .347 batting average.
Samaria Diaz in the circle for New Mexico State as we take you around their defensive look for today. Third base, Janelle Medea. Shortstop, Rachel Rodriguez. Second base, Kelsie Horton. First base, Farron Glacken. Catcher, Nikki Butler. Left field, Amy Bergeson. Center field, Victoria Castro. Right field, Katie Cesny. And, of course, in the circle, Samara Diaz. So Taylor Kay getting things going for GCU. First one on the way. That one smacked foul. So a few hits given up for Bobo, but a relatively quick inning. And it started with Taylor Kay's throw-in rally from right field. A relay throw, I should say.
You can see the eagerness as well after that first swing for foul. She kind of took off already. She's ready to go all the way to first base. She's ready.
Well, Kay is what they call a slap hitter.
Yep.
So she's kind of got a, not necessarily a running start, but her momentum is going more towards first base. The point is to sort of slap it over the left side of the infield. The 0-2. That went outside for ball 1. As you can see, she's supposed to hit the ball inside the box, but she can move anywhere in the box as she pleases, which is why it looks like she's got kind of a running start. The 1-2 from Diaz. That one swung on and missed. Strikeout number 1, and the Aggies have 1 down. So Lorianne Olson will step in, the second base sophomore, batting .287, 1 home run, 13 RBIs, and 41 hits for Lorianne. The regular everyday second baseman for the Lopes. Infield usually pretty set in terms of position players. First one on the way, swung on and missed. It's usually a pretty good assumption that Sierra and Shea Smith are going to handle the left side of the infield. Lorianne's got second base. I know Bianca has kind of subbed in and out, I believe, with, I think it's Kaylee Holland who sometimes plays. Kaylee Dietrich plays first base. Dietrich sometimes finds herself over there. In left field, Maddie Dowdle's usually out there. And Lainey Gomez, everyday center fielder. And right field usually kind of split between T-Tone and Kay. 1-1 on the way. Outside for ball 2.
So going with what you said, Phil, you know that they have a lot of experience in their respective spots. I mean, they're pretty much there for the entire season, but they're prepared, you know, regardless of where the ball is coming towards them. They're always in active moments. A hit there, but that will be out for foul for strike 2.
So the count moved to 2-2 on that foul ball. Well, it's good that Coach Pearson's got so much versatility in this lineup where she can kind of put anyone anywhere in terms of the hitting, and then, you know, it's usually pretty set in stone where everybody's going to be playing. Of course, Nikki Gonzalez is the designated player today, but sometimes she has played, you know, she's played catcher. The 2-2. Slapped foul again. So Olsen making the most out of her first at-bat, draws the count, 3-2.
Do whatever she can to stay alive. That's going to be crucial in this game. You want as many opportunities as you can to get yourself on base.
So 2-2 goes the count, not 3-2. That one was foul. It's 2-2 on the way. That one left. Should be caught. Will be caught by Bergeson out in left field for out number 2. So Nikki Gonzalez in the designated player spot usually finds herself as the DP. The senior, 8 home runs leading the team, 35 RBIs. 11 doubles for Nikki Gonzalez and 40 hits. So Nikki making the best of her senior campaign. And with 2 outs, somebody who's definitely a spark plug for the Lopes, she can hit the long ball no problem. That one swung on and missed for strike 1.
You could see that anticipation there. She wanted that one. It looked like it was in a good spot for her to be able to hit that. But as you said, Gonzalez is always in that mindset to either hit the ball far or to get it all the way out of the park.
That one in there for strike 2. So Gonzalez, 0-2 count, 2 outs. Looking to get something going for the Lopes in the bottom of the first. The 0-2. That one's fouled off.
Another good job staying on that. That's one thing that, at least throughout this season, that I've seen is that the Lopes do a really good job at when they're at their last stand, last chance at swinging at the ball to get themselves another opportunity to start over and reset again and extend their at-bat.
That went outside for ball 1, and if there's anybody who does know how to extend, it's usually Nikki Gonzalez. She finds herself in that 3-4 spot. Of course, minus that one time she was leading off, but you know, Nikki Gonzalez, you leave anything over the plate, she's going to drive it into left field, no problem.
Exactly.
The 1-2. That one fouled off again. So Gonzalez battling at the plate. Count goes 1-2. 2 outs for the Lopes. See if Nikki can put something on the board or at least get on the base paths and get something going for a 2-out rally. The 1-2. That one checks foul. So it doesn't seem like Nikki wanted to swing at that one, but it does find a bit of her bat. The 1-2 in the dirt for ball 2.
And this is where you start to see, as you extend an at-bat, you're prone to making more mistakes. As we started off as 0-2, now we're 2-2. 2 balls have been given for the last 2 official.
So the 2-2 on the way. That one driven into left field. It's going to go foul. Like I said, you leave anything over the plate, Nicky Gonzalez is going to drive it to left field. And fortunately for New Mexico State, that one went foul.
Yeah, right over to the batting cages on the Lopes side. But that ball was gone out as soon as she hit it on her bat. It looked like it was going somewhere else.
The 2-2. Gonzalez swung on and missed. Throw on to first for out number 3. So no runs for both teams as we move to the top of the second. The score 0-0. You're 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 second. The score 0-0. We take things here in the top of the second. Bergeson finds herself with a leadoff triple. And Bocage in trouble early.
Bergeson hit that ball over the right outfield. It just tipped off the edge of Taylor Kay's glove, and behind her, she goes over to third base, like you said.
Caitlin Cesny steps in for New Mexico State. Runner on third. First pitch on the way outside for ball 1. Yeah, right off the top of the glove for Taylor Kay. And a triple for Bergeson to get things going for New Mexico State in the top of the second. Lopes were able to get out of trouble last inning. That one in there for strike 1, but you know, last time it started out with a single, not a triple, so see if Bobo can get out of this one. The 1-1. Chopper, backhanded by Olsen, throw on to first. Great play by Lorianne Olsen to get out number 1.
Beautiful. And that's the kind of response you need from the Lopes, especially in the infield, as the Aggies are very good at hitting the ball and getting the ball out into play. And so you need to have that response, especially from Mike Olsen and the Smith twins, to get the ball as quickly as possible to first base or the next person in the or to the lead runner.
Mahahy steps in. 1 out. First one outside for ball 1. Chopper again. Picked up Bowling will get the out at first. Run will come around to score. New Mexico State leads 1-0. So Bowling does get the out at first instead of the close play at home. So 2 down for the Lopes. And 1 run comes around for the Aggies.
With 2 outs, hopefully this is where the Lopes can make their stand and keep it at only 1 run. To keep themselves pretty close to this game right here as that goes for the ball 1.
So Janelle Medina steps in. Takes first one for ball 1. 1-0 count, 2 down. 1 run around for New Mexico State. The 1-0 on the way. Picked up by Hill, foul ball. So New Mexico State 6-0 in the WAC currently, sitting on top of first place. Behind them, Seattle U, the 2-0. Bunt shown. She did go for strike 1. So the Lopes looking to break the undefeated streak in the WAC, either in this game or the game later tonight or even on Saturday. Give New Mexico State their first conference loss, the 2-0 outside for ball 3.
Now you can tell they're definitely in the mood to play some softball and definitely make up for the game that had to get canceled against Utah Valley in that series where they split that.
That one swung on and missed for strike 3. So 1-2-3, except the leadoff triple that does come around to score. New Mexico State does get a run around, but after that, perfect for Bocage. We move to the bottom of the second to score, 1-0.
Absolutely, and as you see fans out here in the stadium today wearing their GCU apparel, you yourself can get the best gear to show off your Lope pride. Go to lopeshops.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GCUTV20 to get 20% off just for being a GCU TV viewer. That's Paint the Valley Purple and Lopes Up.
So 20% off just for watching this stream. How about that?
I like it. I always like discounts. Discounts make me happy.
Who says that watching TV doesn't pay off?
Yeah. I try to tell you watching TV is bad for you. No. Save money.
No, you get 20% off anything at the Lope Shop. T-shirts, hats, jackets, mugs, a whole lot of stuff there.
License plate covers.
License plate covers,
whatever you want.
Well, we get things going in the bottom of the second. Shay Smith will lead things off, then her sister Sierra, then Lainey Gomez. The usual top 3 or 4 for GCU. Early in the season, it went Smith, Olsen, and then Smith again. But Coach Pearson pushing the Smith sisters and Lainey Gomez, not Lorianne Olsen. Lorianne Olsen already batted. Lainey Gomez, excuse me, pushing them down a little bit further in the lineup.
Yeah, definitely. Probably trying to distribute some of the power into the middle of the batting roster.
Well, Shay and Sierra. Shay's batting .377, and Shay's batting .377, and Sierra's batting .384. So, you know, 2 of the more on-base players, the better average, get them in the bottom of the lineup, maybe get a spark in the middle of the order. Like in a situation here where the Lopes would love a few base runners, you've got those scoring opportunities later in the order. So the count 0-1 to Smith. The 0-1 on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 2. And the assumption would be that maybe, you know, Taylor Kay, Lorianne Olsen gets on, and if Nikki Gonzalez can't bring him around, then you've got Shay and Sierra Smith and then Lainey Gomez.
Exactly.
The 0-2. Outside for ball 1. Little windy out here at GCU Softball Stadium. It was blowing more towards right field. Now it's definitely blowing more towards the bullpen of the New Mexico State Aggies. The 1-2 fouled off. So the wind to play a factor in a lot of fly balls. Going to be pushed more to the right, a lot of slicing fly balls.
Yeah, the wind's going just a tad bit southeast. So you'll definitely see him in that either right inner field or right outfield a lot more often than normal for sure.
The 1-2. That one fouled off again.
And like I said, this is just another good example of how the Lopes are able to really just take their time and extend all of their at-bats and give themselves. That's good. She will continue.
Well, it seems like ever since Nikki Gonzalez stepped up, or even with Lorianne Olson, they were both able to sort of draw the counts deep and make Diaz throw as many pitches as possible. And Shea's managed to foul a few off even in her at-bat, the 2-2. That one high for ball 3. So Smith looking to be the first base runner for the Lopes. One ball away from a walk and maybe one pitch away from a hit, regardless of what that hit may be.
And this might be part of the technique that's going into this, is that if you get the pitcher to do a lot of pitches early on, the fatigue starts to set in sooner.
3-2 fouled off. Well, what's good about softball as opposed to baseball is baseball, you've got more, the throwing motion is a little less natural. You've got a lot of pressure on the elbow, a lot of pressure on the shoulder. But in softball, going underhand is such more of a natural rotation for the arm,
right,
to where you can throw as more pitches. You can have pitchers throw back-to-back games, whereas baseball, you need the rest in between.
Exactly.
The 3-2. Swung on and missed for out number 1 for the Lopes. So Shea goes down on strike. Sierra Smith will step in, batting .384. 4 home runs and 53 hits.
Towards the beginning of the season, we joked a lot about how similar the Twins' stats were. And here you see Sierra starting to pull away just a bit in batting average and in hits.
The 0-1 in there for strike 2. So back-to-back strikes, and Smith down in the count, 0-2, 1 down. Lopes looking for their first base runner of the game. The 0-2. Ooh, that one high and inside for ball 1. Now, while it's good that, the Lopes can get Diaz throwing a lot of pitches, usually in softball the pitch count isn't too big of an issue. Right. But either way, you've still got that whole body movement. If you're doing that constantly, obviously you're going to get tired.
Exactly.
1-2 fouled off.
That is the one difference, too, like you were saying, between baseball and softball, as Butler goes up to talk with Diaz, is that in softball, as you have the rotating arm motion, that repetitive shoulder rotation eventually will wear your arm out. But like you said, it's more of a full body natural movement rather than in baseball where you almost throw your arm back, kind of like a football.
The 1-2. That one poked to third. Picked up by Bendina, the throw on to first for out number 2. So Janelle Medina able to pick that one up and throw it over to first for out number 2. And now Lainey Gomez will step in with 2 outs.
Real sneaky by Smith, though, to kind of keep it towards that line. She was trying to just sneak it over to the line over the third, but
yeah, I think that one might have just gotten off the end of her bat, trying to poke it over to that left side. That one outside for ball 1.
Lainey Gomez up batting with a .305 and 22 RBIs.
The 1-0 fouled off, 1-1.
Another one of the strong batters for the Lopes in the middle of this roster.
Yeah, you look just like you said, Dewey, one of the stronger hitters. You look up and down, and really no one's technically batting under about, say the average is about at least 200. Chopper, Medina picks it up. Not going to be in time. Gomez will get on.
Real smart chopper right there and bounce it up. It's high enough that Medina just has to wait for it to go to her glove, and she has all the time in the world to run over the first.
Yeah, Lainey Gomez got such speed coming out of the box, was able to beat out any kind of throw that Medina was even going to attempt. But yeah, the high chopper, able to get the Lopes their first base runner of the game. Now Bianca Bowling will step in for GCU. First one on the way, 2 outs. That one line right past the shortstop diving Rachel Rodriguez, and Bianca Bowling gets herself a base hit. Back-to-back hits for the Lopes in this 2-out rally.
And sometimes all you need is that first hit, that first on base, and then all the momentum starts to flow forward. Once you break that cycle of, you know, not having got on base at all, once you get on base, you get it going and you're ready to go.
Maddie Dowdle will step in, 2 outs, runners on second and first. Dowdle, the junior, batting .241, 15 RBIs. That one doesn't hit her, but I thought it did.
It was real close. I think she spun out of it just in time.
Dowdle batting .164 with runners in scoring position and .195 with 2 outs. See if she can change those averages here. 1-0. The count, 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Pitch on the way. That one foul. You know, Dowdle went on kind of a tear. You got to go all the way back to February, I think it was, where she had, I believe, Dowdle had a weekend full of home runs. She had 4 of them. Maybe she can add number 5 right now.
That'd be great.
The 1-1. That one a little low for ball 2.
Something like that would be exactly what the Lopes need to kind of push this game forward. Sitting at the bottom of the second inning. And if we had that home run, that'd be 3-1 for the Lopes. But
yeah, they'd be able to tag back on that 1 run they gave up, the 2-1. Inside for strike 2. So the count goes 2-2, 2 outs. Runners on second and first. Dowdle looking to extend the rally, the 2-2. In the dirt for ball 3.
Lopes find themselves in another make-it-or-break-it situation. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
The 3-2. Dowdle right down the line. This should be enough to score 1. Gomez will score.
Maybe 2.
Bowling will round third. Coming in to give the Lopes the lead. A triple for Maddie Dowdle. She'll run to home. The throw is in time, but not before the Lopes tack on 2. So Dowdle looking to make it an inside the Parker is out at home, but brings around Gomez, brings around Bowling, and the Lopes now lead 2-1.
You know what? Not a home run, but good enough. 2 runs across home plate, putting the Lopes in the lead.
Well, the Lopes will get their lead back as we head to the top of the 3rd. You're watching GCU softball here on GCU TV.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was. It wouldn't have been it actually would not have been inside the Parker. It would have been advancing. She would have got I think she would have got a triple.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would have been noted for the triple, and then yeah, she advanced and score off advance. Yeah. Although, I mean, a triple's cool. It was a nice shot down the line.
Yeah, that was perfect. I thought it was going out at first, and I was like, no, it's staying in.
We get things going in the top of the third. The count goes 2-2 at the top of the order for Rachel Rodriguez and the New Mexico State Aggies. Lopes able to get a run back and then add one on themselves, putting them in the lead 2-1 past inning. The 2-2 slow roller picked up by Hill. Going to be a quick play over to first, and they got her.
Excellent job by Hill. Quick response, getting the ball over to Bowling on first.
So one down for GCU. Kelsey Horton will step in. Horton was able to get on with a base hit last time. Did not come around to score in the top of the first. First one on the way. That one in the dirt for ball one.
We talk about Horton being the Aggies' powerhouse batter. Their last game, their first game against CSU Bakersfield, had 2 home runs in that game.
Yeah, multi-home run game for Kelsie Horton. And this is one of the reasons why she's the WAC Player of the Week. And one of the big reasons why New Mexico State is 6-0 in the conference. The 2-0. That one in the air. Kay is going to come to get it. It's going to be another home run for Kelsie Horton. Give her 17, just like her number on the season, and New Mexico State ties things up. So Kay was going back on that one, just ran out of field. And Horton ties things up here in the third.
It was one of those predetermined home runs right there. Just talking about it, there's just a feeling home run was coming up.
I was really hoping it was going to be Elope with the first home run of the series, but it is Kelsie Horton. And New Mexico State ties things up with one out. That one inside to Glacken. Glacken went down on strikes last time. The 0-1. There it is, outside for strike 2. So 0-2, one out. Lopes looking to make that home run, the only run given up here in the top of the third, the 0-2. Outside corner, no call. Very close.
Those corner shots are always close, hard to determine, especially from up here in the booth. We got a little bit of an angle on that home plate, but ball and strike. Ball and 2 strikes.
The 1-2. Ground ball past Smith. Glacken will get on with a one-out single. Now Nikki Butler will step up. So with one out, Lopes looking to hopefully get the double play. One down, runner on, game tied at 2. First one on the way. That one line fair. Glacken will stay at second, and Butler gets herself a base hit. Looked like I thought it was going to go over the line of left field, but that one stays in.
Another close call to just that center field right by that left foul line. We're going to have a short little meeting up here on the mound for the Lopes.
So another conference in the circle for GCU, one out. Runners on second and third. Double play still a strong possibility for the Lopes. That's all they'll really need to get out of this inning. Victoria Castro will step in. Castro, ground out victim last time. First one on the way. That one line in the left field as well. Glacken will stay at third. Bases are now loaded for New Mexico State.
The Aggies are seeming to love that left field side. 3 base hits in the same general area.
So a pinch runner will come in for New Mexico State. It'll be Destiny Blue Ford. So Blue Ford will pinch run for Nikki Butler, get some more speed on the bags for New Mexico State. And they've been able to just pop bloop singles over left field, and even something like that would be enough to score Bluford from second. So Bergeson steps in. She had a triple last time, led off the inning, and eventually came around to score. That one in there for strike one. So possibility for a double play, get out of this inning. The 0-1 on the way. Outside for ball one.
You can see Bobo's trying to get her to chase that one, just to swing at it. Hopefully put another strike on there so that they can get her closer to getting her out.
The 1-1. Outside for ball two.
And this is one of those crucial moments where the communication between catcher Kenzie Hill and Bobo.
Left side again, it goes foul this time. Well, the assumption would be, Dewey, that anything close, you'd have to go to home first, get the lead runner.
Absolutely.
Because if that's the only out you get, at least no run comes around.
Right, and then even if the bases are still loaded, they don't have that run, and you can get them on that next out when they have two outs. Exactly.
The 2-2. Picked up by Smith, back off her glove. Not able to make the tag. Everyone's safe. Another run will come around for New Mexico State.
And the bases will stay loaded as the Aggies now lead 3-2.
So Shea Smith trying to make the backhand play. So he might have hit off her hand. That one it's going to go foul. So Cesny fouls the first one off. One down, New Mexico State gets their lead back 3-2. Bases are still loaded.
And three Lopes players, both Smith twins and Maddie Dowd, will try to go for that pop-up. That was fouled. Try to put another out on the board.
The 0-1. Past Bowling. One run will score. Second run will score. Kay bobbles it over in right field. New Mexico State extends their lead 5-2. So a bit of a rough inning for the Lopes.
Not quite sure if Taylor Kay was just a little flustered, didn't expect it to go back towards her as Bowling just missed that. Tried to go for the grab and picked it up and then dropped it and then had to pick it up again, and that's how that second run came over in that play.
Well, it seemed like Kay was thinking throw before she had the ball in her hand. So still one down. New Mexico State extends their lead 5-2. Outside, throw down to second. Not going to be in time.
And now that puts the Aggies in stronger scoring position again with Bergeson on third and Cesny sneaking over to second.
The 1-0. Ground ball. Olsen's got it. Throw on to first. In time. Run will come around to score. 6-2 Aggies lead. What started out like it was going to be a quick inning, Rachel Rodriguez got out. And then Kelsie Horton in a home run, and it's just been base hit after base hit for New Mexico State. And they finally came around to score.
And they have been sticking with that left side for a while, loading up the bases with 3 base hits over to the left field area. And then they changed it up with a right field hit.
So Stephanie Duran will step in for New Mexico State as a pinch hitter. Runner on third. 2 outs. Bocage looking to get out of this inning. Duran showing bunt. Pulls back. First one in there for strike one.
This is just one of those innings that the Lopes need to try to close out as quickly as possible to break that cycle that the Aggies have kind of created for themselves.
The 0-1. Inside for strike two. So it'll be the bottom of the order, then the top for the Lopes if they get out of this inning. Kenzie Hill, Taylor Kay, and Lorianne Olson. The 0-2. Outside corner, got her looking for a strikeout. And out number 3 for Brianna Aguilar-Bocage. We move to the bottom of the third. New Mexico State leads 6-2.
Absolutely beautiful. Tough inning for the Lopes. But if you ever have any questions, GCU TV's latest series is here to answer them. Watch new episodes of Ask GCU every week on youtube.com/GCU and tweet all your GCU-related questions to hashtag AskGCU to get your question featured.
Very informative series is Ask GCU. Very diverse in terms of the questions that they answer. Got a lot of more different questions. Best place to nap on campus or best spot for Wi-Fi.
Absolutely. Some underrated things to do, some fun activities to find around campus. But there is an infinite amount of things to do on a college campus, especially here at GCU.
Yeah, and they asked the tough question, is GCU even a school? There's an actual episode. And it turns out, yes, we're actually a school.
Yep. We're here broadcasting to you live from it right now.
That's right. And current score right now, 6-2. Bottom of the third we go. Kenzie Hill, then the top of the order, Taylor Kay and Lorianne Olson. Rough inning for the Lopes in the top of the third, looking to tack on some more runs. They were able to tack one on. They were down 1-0 going into the bottom of the second. Maddie Dowdle was able to bring around two. She was out after the throw at home, trying to advance. Hopefully here the Lopes will be able to get on a few runs and get the lead back.
Absolutely. They were able to respond really well to the Aggies in the second inning when the Aggies scored one and the Lopes came back and scored two.
Kenzie Hill will show a bunch. She'll pull back, and she'll take the first one outside for ball one.
And hopefully the Lopes will have that fire in their chest to come back and make something happen in the bottom of this third inning.
The 1-0 on the way. Hill popped up. Glacken is there. Nope, it'll be Horton for out number 1. So Hill pops up for out number 1, and now Taylor Kay will get things going with one out.
Right fielder, number 20, Taylor Kay.
Inning starting out just how the top of the third did. The first out for the Aggies, but they were able to take their last two out opportunities and make a lot happen with it. Let's hope the Lopes can do the same.
Kay will bunt. Take off the first throw in time for out number 2. So not a bad idea for Taylor Kay, just quick defense for New Mexico State.
Absolutely, they were very quick to get the ball off the ground. There were 3 there, but you could hear the kind of communication from up here. They called it out, and Diaz got the ball over to first to Glacken.
So with 2 outs, Lorianne Olson, first pitch, choppered foul. The 0-1. Smacked foul again.
A big reach attempt from Medina.
Yeah, she almost had it.
Trying to make a big play there for the Aggies to get that third out and end this third inning quickly, but just outside of her reach.
The 0-2 on the way. Outside corner for ball 1. So 1-2 count to Olsen. Looking for a 2-out rally. The 1-2. Smacked foul again.
Olsen biding her time.
That's something GCU, the batters, have been able to do. They've been able to foul off a lot of pitches and extend their at-bats.
Yeah, definitely till they find one that they feel is in their comfort zone to really make something happen with it.
The 1-2. High for ball 2.
And
Olsen batting 189 with 2 outs. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The 2-2 to Olsen. High for ball 3.
Another high and inside one. And we'll have a full count now.
So we'll see what Olsen can do with 2 outs and a full count.
The Lopes find themselves in this position a lot this season. But more often than not, they're able to do something with it. Hopefully,
The
Olsen can do the
3-2.
same.
That one is foul.
Yeah. So still staying alive. Olsen's not giving up on this opportunity just yet.
Nice to see Lorianne Olsen extending her at-bat. Nikki Gonzalez patiently waits on deck. Even if GCU can just tack on 1, get something going offensively here in the bottom of the 3rd. Three-two on the way. Ground ball to Horton. Easy throw to first for out number 3. So GCU no runs on the board in the bottom of the 3rd. The score remains 6-2. We head to the top of the 4th. You're watching GCU softball here on GCU TV.
I'm Christian Talon, and I'm earning my bachelor's in information technology at Grand Canyon University. I really wanted to be able to integrate my faith and career, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to go to GCU. One of my favorite ways to do that is by being a part of the life groups on campus. It's a great place to come and study the Bible and have that community experience. Cyber threats are a growing problem for companies and individuals alike. A lot of resources online are under scrutiny of attack. I found it my purpose to try and help businesses and Christian foundations and defend themselves against those attacks. One of the great benefits of going to GCU is that we as students get access to the state-of-the-art IT labs that the university is setting up for us. I really feel like the professors at GCU have invested in me personally. They're always encouraging and providing me with the resources to further my own education and really just grow my interest and passion for technology.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/IT.
Rachel Rodriguez will get things going in the top of the 4th. The score 6-2. First one on the way outside for ball 1.
That top of the last inning, we went through the entire Aggies batting roster, and so now we're starting over again at the top of the 4th.
Yeah, deja vu a little bit for the Lopes. The 1-0. Ground ball. Olsen's got it. Throw on to first for out number 1. It's the exact same way the top of the 3rd started. Hopefully our luck has changed as Kelsie Horton steps in. Last at bat, she hit a home run to right field.
We might see a little bit of a different pitching style or pitching goal from Bobo to try to mix it up a little bit and not give her the same.
Ooh, inside to Horton.
Maybe
for
not
ball 1.
mix it up that much, but
well, I would say hitting her is definitely not the best tactic or the tactic at all.
definitely not.
That one just gets away from Bobo. But yeah, maybe you want to throw a little more inside to Horton. I think she hit the last one on the outside corner. They'll get her jammed, and that's exactly what they'll do. Out number 2 is a pop-up to Bobo for out number 2.
Perfect. And you could tell that she likes going for that hit and going for the ball. And so if you tease it on the inside and get her to chase that ball, you'll have pop-ups like that, or you'll have it go right through her bat, through her swing.
Well, that's exactly what they did. They got her jammed up inside. And now Farron Glocken will step in. Glocken slow roll to bowling. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the Lopes.
Wow.
The luck has changed. Now the offense has got to put some runs on the board. Lopes still down by 4 as we move to the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, absolutely. Very quick top of the 4th inning for the Lopes. And as the energy gets ramped back up, you yourself can enjoy coffee and tea from the Grand Canyon Beverage Company in your own home. GCBC's locally sourced coffee beans and fine teas are available online at lopeshops.gcu.edu/GCBC.
And you can use the promo code GCUTV20 on your orders in the GCBC section of the Lope Shop.
Absolutely. Like we said, you're watching the stream, you're watching TV, and you might as well save some money while you do it.
And not everybody's got the luxury like us. Well, not you really anymore because you're going to be graduating, but to enjoy the GCBC on campus. So now you've got an opportunity to purchase it at home.
Absolutely. I've spent the last 2 years enjoying GCBC coffee on Grand Canyon University's campus, and will probably continue to do so from my own home after this.
That's right. So GCU looking to make things happen here in the bottom of the 4th after a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 4th. It'll be Gonzalez, Smith, and then Smith. So if this is where GCU is going to do anything, it's this portion of the lineup. Of course, for right now, it's been the bottom half of the lineup. Actually, it was Gomez who got the first hit. Then it was Bowling, and then Dowdle brought both of them around. Gonzalez is 0 for 1. Shea Smith is 0 for 1, and Sierra Smith is 0 for 1. But last inning, the Lopes were able to, the top half of this inning, the Lopes were able to turn their luck around. Let's see if this is the time where the offense will start to get that spark that they need.
And usually this is the lineup that the Lopes start off the game with.
First one in the dirt for ball 1.
And they'll be able to have, like you said, their powerhouse hitters, their powerhouse batters come up and hopefully start off with some damage. With having that very quick top of the 4th inning, this is where the Lopes want to make their comeback. This is where the Lopes want to pull back some of that deficit.
The 1-0 into left field, it'll go foul. So Bowling definitely got way under that one. Had it stayed fair, it probably wouldn't have been a fly out, but it does go foul, so the count will go to 1-1.
And in that scenario, with that type of hit, that was the best case that Nikki Gonzalez could have asked for. She doesn't want that ball to pop up and have one of the Aggies grab it and put an out on the board, but she's still at bat right now with a count of 1-1.
The 1-1 on the way. Ooh, Gonzalez did go around, so that'll go for strike 2. So the count 1-2, no outs. Score 6-2. Lopes looking to get something going here in the bottom of the 4th after a 1-2-3 top of the 4th. The 1-2 on the way. Gonzalez will lead things off with a base hit.
Excellent start for Gonzalez. Hitting that ball right through third and short.
Well, that's all you can ask for, just right past the left-hand side of the infield. Right past Rachel Rodriguez and Janelle Medina. So we'll get a pinch runner for the Lopes. It'll be Caitlin Acton. Caitlin Acton, usual pinch runner for GCU. Get some speed on the bags for the Lopes. Hopefully Shea Smith can bring her around. No outs. Smith will step in with a runner on. Smith last time was a strikeout victim. And with a runner on, let's see if she can change her luck. She's batting .411 with runners on. But not before the manager for New Mexico State makes some changes.
Yeah, like you were saying, Phil, .411 with runners on base. Something about having one of your teammates in the potential to score just kind of gives her that boost for sure than her average batting, which is .377.
Well, just, I don't know. Shea Smith has managed to get on the bags regardless. She just, I don't know, maybe she's just got a different feel when runners are on. So we'll get a pitching change for New Mexico State. It'll be Kayla Green. So Green will come in to throw for the Aggies. Diaz's day is done. 3 innings pitched for Diaz. Handful of strikeouts. And now Kayla Green will step in. Her stats on the season: .307 ERA, 11 wins, 23 appearances, and 56 strikeouts with 42 earned runs. So not bad numbers for Kayla Green in her junior season with the Aggies. It's really kind of, I don't really want to say come into relief, but she has a few complete games on her resume, a few relief appearances, and she started a lot of games.
Yeah, like you're saying, Phil, this so far is her best season.
Yeah, statistically her best season since her freshman year. Struggled a little bit her sophomore year, and we'll see if maybe the Lopes can tap into those sophomore struggles with a runner on. Shea Smith showing bunt. It's not going to go down. It'll go foul. I don't think it touched the bat, but I guess it did, so strike one. The 0-1. Smith fouled off that one again.
Lopes starting out really well so far at the bottom of this fourth inning.
Yeah, leadoff base hit by Nikki Gonzalez. The 0-2. Smith, chopper to Horton. Horton will tag, throw on to first. Double play for New Mexico State. So Horton will do it herself as she tags out Acton as she's running to second and then makes the quick turn to first. So with that, 2 down for the Lopes, and Sierra Smith will step in.
Yeah, it was a tough play for Acton, having to be forced to run over to second and cross paths of Horton.
Well, just an easy play for Kelsey Horton. Probably the easiest double play she'll ever make in her life. First one high for ball one to Sierra Smith. Smith 0 for 1 so far, batting .381 on the season. The 1-0. Slow roller picked up by Glocken, and that is how we will end the fourth. So no runs for the Lopes. The deficit remains 4 as we move to the top of the fifth. The score 6-2. You're watching GCU softball here on GCU.
GCU offers more than 200 innovative programs across 9 colleges, which now include cutting-edge next-generation programs in engineering, computer science, and information technology. Grand Canyon University, the quality of a private Christian education, the affordability of a state university. Visit gcu.edu.
Hello, Phoenix. This is Jerry Colangelo from Grand Canyon University. You can join the GCU community by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors and get the support you need to excel. I look forward to seeing you on campus.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening.
New Mexico State leads. It'll be Butler, Castro, and Bergeson, the 1-2-3 for New Mexico State. First one on the way to Butler. Line right past Sierra Smith at third, and Butler will get on with a leadoff single.
I was going to say right away, hopefully we can have a similar
inning
to the top of the fourth, but
well, here's something for you, Dewey. This is how the Lopes started the bottom of the fourth. It was Nikki Gonzalez who had a similar base hit, and then they had the double play.
Very true.
So maybe the Lopes can give New Mexico State a little taste of the similar medicine. That one popped up in the air. Dowdle should come in to make the catch. She will for out number 1.
Yeah, not a double play, but we are seeing a similar trait as we go here. Lopes defense is definitely going to need to be a little more aggressive against the Aggies for sure, as the Aggies defense is definitely keeping them in the corner.
So Bergeson will step in. She had a triple, and then she got on with an error. First one on the way. Outside for ball 1.
I like seeing down there Kenzie Hill looking over at first, just seeing if she has that opportunity to get Butler out.
The 1-0. High for ball 2. Butler, another one, no attempts in terms of steals. Not to say that she, won't go on maybe a hit and run or just maybe make this her first attempt, but not really a threat on the base pass. That one goes foul.
Yeah, you can see a pattern with the Aggies. They like to play it safe. If they only move when they know they have the opportunity to get there without being in too much trouble. And it seems to work for them.
So Bergeson, the 2-1, outside for ball 3. But Kenzie Hill not afraid to throw back down to first, so if she's able to, catch Butler sleeping, could really shorten the inning. The 3-1. Ground ball, throw on to second. Throw over to first, not in time. So Smith able to get the out at second. The turn not in time for out number 3. So 2 outs for GCU.
Play, getting the ball all the way around to second and then to bowling at first just to keep Bergeson at first place and not have them advance any further is an excellent way to go.
So now it'll be Katie Cesny stepping in. First one on the way. Outside for ball 1. So great play by Sierra Smith, able to get the lead runner out, but 2 down for the Lopes, 1-0. That one foul, 1-1 goes the count. The 1-1 on the way. Slow roller, foul. So 1-2 is the count, 2 outs. The pitch on the way. Outside for ball 2.
Cesny bats .250 with 2 outs. You can tell she's looking here to make some contact.
Blooper picked up by Dowdle out in left field. So the Lopes able to get out of trouble here in the top of the 5th. The score will remain 6-2. The offense looking to tie things up in the bottom of the 5th. And that's where we head.
Doing really well so far.
Well, you could argue that transition wasn't the best, but yeah.
Yeah. While we're at it, we want to give a big thank you to today's plant sponsor, Pueblo. Go visit their freshly finished greenhouse for a uniquely verdant experience. Check them out on Instagram at @the.pueblo.
I believe the fans tonight are going home with a little cactus from Pueblo.
Very nice.
Yeah, very, very nice.
Definitely give them that Arizona send-off.
Yeah, which is funny.
Cactus.
I mean, New Mexico State is kind of
similar.
It's more urbanized desert, I guess.
Right.
I've only been to Albuquerque, which is really nice. Very, very nice out in Albuquerque. No, I've been to Santa Fe too. Both very nice cities in New Mexico. Very deserty, very urban. Unlike here, where it's just more kind of spaced out, and Phoenix is a major city, and the other ones are just kind of just towns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you really honestly have the Phoenix metro area.
Yeah.
And
that's about it.
A whole bunch of scattered places, and you have Flagstaff, and then you have Tucson.
So Lenny Gomez will step in for the Lopes. She was able to get the first base hit of the game early on, eventually came around to score in the second. Chopper picked up by Rodriguez, bobbles it a little bit. Gomez gets on again.
You can see that little smile but frustrated look on Rodriguez's face. This ball gets bobbled in her hands, like you said. She was trying to grab it to throw it, but was too excited.
So Bianca Bowling will step in, runner on first. First one on the way. Bowling, right past first base. Gomez will stay at second, and Bowling's got a base hit. Starting to feel the similar vibes in the second inning when the Lopes were able to get the lead. Of course, the deficit a little easier last time. This time we're going to need a little more, but Maddie Dowdle came up clutch last time. Let's see if she can do the same thing this time.
Absolutely. Bowling with another good base hit. Did the same thing in the second inning to help contribute to the 2 runs that the Lopes gained. Aggies look a little concerned as the start of the Lopes batting order. Get a little bit of momentum going.
Yeah, and Maddie Dowdle was able to get that momentum in the second. Fast forward about 3 innings. Let's see if she can keep the momentum going for GCU. Going to have to battle the wind, so I'm kind of doubtful for a home run, but you never know. The first one on the way. Dowdle takes that one outside.
Now, see, to that point, if you're skilled enough, and I believe that she is.
I believe so, too.
You could hit that ball to the right and have the wind carry it.
Much like Kelsey Horton's home run.
Carry it all the way to that right side as well.
Well, we'll see. Slow roller, foul. Had that stayed fair, I'm pretty sure Dowdle would have had no issue making it to first base. The count moved to 1-1.
Gomez on second, Bowling on first. Lopes with no outs so far.
The 1-1 inside. Throw down to second. Gomez is safe.
A little too close for my preference.
Nice throw by Nikki Butler at catcher. Almost got Gomez out. A little bit too long of a lead over there at second.
Like we were saying before, that's the difference specifically between the Aggies.
2-1. That'll get her. So Dowdle will get on, hit by pitch. And now Kenzie Hill will step in.
And now the Lopes have the bases loaded with no outs for this bottom of the 5th, and this could be really good for them.
Yeah, big opportunity for Kenzie Hill. One swing of the bat will tie things up. No outs. Of course, a grand slam would be nice, but it's not necessarily needed. Kenzie can just drive anything into the gaps in the outfield. Will be just enough. We'll get a pinch runner. It'll be Taylor T-Tone. So T-Tone will pinch run at second. And we'll see what Kenzie Hill can do. Hill has no home runs on the season, 6 RBIs, and only 9 hits in her, not her senior year, her 5th year. Slow roller. Coming over to get it is Green. Throw on to first. Run will come around to score, so the Lopes able to cut the deficit down. An RBI ground out for Kenzie Hill, and now the top of the order will step in.
The Lopes want to kind of keep this cycle going. You want to keep their runners either on base or get them around as quickly as they possibly can. With 1 run so far in the bottom of the 5th, they've cut that deficit, like you said, Phil, down by 1, so they're only down by 3.
So Jordan Keaton will get an opportunity to pinch hit for the Lopes. Keaton, the freshman, has gotten several opportunities to pinch hit for the Lopes. Sorry, the sophomore, not the freshman. Keaton batting .293 on the season. Ground ball picked up by Rodriguez, throw on first. So Keaton will be the second out of the inning. And now now Lorianne Olson will step in with runners on second and third.
This will be crucial for the Lopes right here. They are still in scoring position. They got to make sure that this
first one on the way, high for ball 1.
That the ball makes contact either with the ground or far enough away that the Aggies can't snatch it out of the air. get at least one more around.
The 1-0 on the way. That one will fall into right
Exactly.
field. 1-1 will score. 2 runs will score. And the Lopes cut the deficit to 1. A nice bloop single by Lorianne Olson.
That's exactly what I was saying before. If she gets that ball to connect in the ground, she's got at least one more to score, but she gets 2 instead.
So the Lopes come into this inning down 4 and manage to cut the deficit now to 1.
Like I said, they were going to have to be prepared to battle, and they are doing just that. The Lopes are down by only 1.
There's only 1 out, right? There's 2.
And the Aggies now are scrambling.
Have 1 out? Can we just, do you think if we just put 1, they'll just treat it like 1? I'm just saying it'd be great if we only had 1 out right now. I wish we only had 1 is what I'm saying.
Trying to come up with another strategy are the Aggies.
Well, they got somebody warming up so far, and it's Diaz. Diaz is warming up the the starting pitcher for New Mexico State.
You don't see that very often. If they take that starting pitcher out, usually they're out for the rest of the game.
Well, in softball, it's a little different. Usually in baseball, you don't necessarily have the starting pitcher come back in, but softball, it is a little different. You can actually have your starting pitcher come back in. So Green will have to have her. Oof. Let me reset there. Nikki Gonzalez stepping in with 2 outs. Runner on first. Fouls the first one off.
Gonzalez already looking pretty aggressive with that first.
Put anything over the plate, and Nikki Gonzalez is going to drive it into left field.
Absolutely.
The 0-1 on the way. That one in the air. It's going to be a pop-up. Coming in to get it is Castro to make the catch, but not before the Lopes cut the deficit to 1, the score. 6-5 as we move to the top of the 6th. You're watching GCU softball here on GCU TV.
Your Grand Canyon University Analogs Live.
So we'll stay right here for the top of the 6th. Bocage still on the mound for the Lopes. Great inning for GCU. Much like the bottom of the 2nd. Able to bring some runs around. Of course, they don't get the lead this time, but cutting the deficit to 1, really, really huge.
Absolutely. Like I was saying before, it took them a while to respond to that one, but it was such a big jump in the top of the 3rd for the Aggies. They needed time to try to get in the groove and figure it out, and they did just that in this past inning. Right now, the Lopes are good at responding to dire situations, and here we are back 6-5. The Aggies are up, but the Lopes are only down by 1.
Number 15, Sarai Mejia.
So Sarai Mejia will step in for New Mexico State. First one on the way from Bobo. In there for strike 1. So a 1-2-3 inning would be huge for GCU. Get into the bottom of the 2nd, try to get something going. Again, they'll have Smith and then Laney Gomez. And then right around that sweet spot, Laney Gomez, Bianca Bowling, and Maddie Dowdle have all got on safely. That one goes outside for ball 1. Have all got on safely and have come around to score, I believe, almost every time.
Yeah.
So it seems like that 6, 7, 8 spot has been very productive for the Lopes. The 1-1. Outside for ball 2.
And this could have been the strategy that Coach Ann Pearson was going for the whole time, having that sweet spot be the weight.
The 2-1. That one foul. Yeah, putting players in opportunity positions, or putting players in positions for opportunities has been very successful for the Lopes. Obviously, Laney Gomez and Bianca Bowling and Maddie Dowdle have been on fire this entire game. The 2-2. Outside for ball 3.
And here we are sitting with a full count, but Bobo Bacage looking to make something happen with the pitch. And she'll walk her.
And that one is a leadoff walk for Mejia. So with no outs, runner on first, Janelle Medina will step in.
Third baseman, Janelle Medina.
So Medina will show bunt, pull back, takes the first one in there for strike one. So no outs, one strike. And we'll see what the Lopes can do. The 0-1. Bunt down, it'll go foul. Something flying out of her pockets over there.
Yeah, it look like
they look like busy. I was going to say. So maybe you want to find Janelle Medina on LinkedIn. I don't know. She's got a...
Hey,
I'm not at all with that. I'm not sure what that was.
Always got to be prepared. Always got to be prepared. On the road, she's coming to Arizona.
Do some networking while you're playing, yeah.
Very rich market here in Phoenix, Arizona. She's got the business cards ready to go.
Showing bunt again, the 0-2. Slow roller picked up by Smith. Make the only play at first for out number one. So Medina, out number one for New Mexico State. In the top of the order again, Rachel Rodriguez. New Mexico State has managed to just go through their lineup so many times.
I believe this is the fourth.
This is Rachel Rodriguez's fourth time at bat. They kept her quiet since her first hit. That went outside for ball one. Rodriguez had a base hit in the first, and other than that, she has done nothing. We'll see if they can keep it that way. One ball, no strikes, one down. Runner on second for New Mexico State. The 1-0. Chopper picked up by Smith. Make the play over at first again for out number two.
There it is. 2 quick outs for the Lopes against the Aggies. And you've only got Mejia on second. That's looking like a pretty good situation for the Lopes right now.
Well, that's the thing. You get out of this inning, you do have the runner on second. If that's the only thing that happens this inning, a very huge opportunity. You and I both talked about that 6, 7, 8, how productive they've been. And now if Shea and Sierra Smith can get on, and you go to the production of Lainey Gomez and Bianca Bowling and Maddie Dowdle, somebody's going to bring them around to score.
Exactly. If any of them can get on base, that'll be the turning point of this game.
Lopes would love to go into the top of the 7th looking to close the game out, as opposed to making this, extending the game all the way to the bottom of the 7th and having this maybe win in a walk-off. But like I said, if this is the only thing that happens this inning, Lopes can get some runs on the board. They're sitting pretty here for game one.
Absolutely. And it'll always be good. It's always good to have that first game underneath the belt, especially for the Lopes, knowing that.
That one outside for ball one. Ooh.
Yeah, knowing that the Aggies have gone undefeated against other WAC teams so far, if they can get that first game underneath their belt, that might be the difference for this entire Classic.
The 1-0 outside for ball two. Two-0 on the way. Outside for ball three. So Bocage losing Horton early, and I don't blame her. Third inning, Horton was able to hit a home run to right field. 3-0. Outside for ball four. So Horton finds herself with a 2-out walk. Runners now on second and first. And Farron Glocken will step in. Or no, I'm sorry, we will get a pinch hitter. It'll be Kennedy Johnson. So Kennedy Johnson on the season batting .211, 4 hits, 3 RBIs in her junior season. First one on the way to Johnson. Slow roller. Shea Smith picks it up, throw on to first in time for out number 3. So no damage done, 2 runners left on, and the score remains 6-5. We move to the bottom of the 6th where the Lopes look to get the lead.
Lopes doing well so far. We've got that opportunity. But right around now is dinner time. So go ahead and check out Sunday Brunch.
We're graduating, and this is technically your last broadcast here at GCU TV.
It is. It's been an absolute honor to work with all of you at GCU TV. Like you all know, I played sports my whole life and have enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed my time here at GCU as a student and as a worker, and couldn't have a better game to end it out with.
Well, Dewey, I'll tell you this. When I came on last season, our first game together was actually softball.
It was.
And now our last game is softball. And you're an incredible guy, and I'm going to miss you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And I'm happy to finish out your last game with you.
I appreciate that.
So Shea Smith fouls that one off. Count will go to 0-1. Wish you nothing but the luck, buddy.
All the luck in the world.
All the luck in the world, man. Hope everything works out for you.
I appreciate it. I'm going to need it.
Yeah. The 0-1. Bunt shown. Smith will try to beat it out. She will not for out number 1.
That was close. Ref had to, umpire, excuse me, had to take a second to process that move.
I thought maybe Horton didn't get her foot on the bag over at first.
Yeah. There's almost kind of a little bit of confusion going on. She had to jump over to first if nobody was there.
Yeah.
Lacken jumped up to help out grabbing the ball.
That one in the left field, skied, and it is off the wall. Smith will go to second, a double with 1 out. And now Lainey Gomez will step in.
And here we are, 1 out, 1 run down.
That's right.
And you're already in scoring position.
We talked about before the inning even started, before the last inning even ended, that if one of the Smith sisters got on, that bottom half of the order was able to bring them around. Gomez 2 for 2 so far. She's come around to score both times. First one on the way to Gomez. High for ball 1. With Sierra Smith definitely a threat to steal at second. 10 for 10 on attempts. That one in the air. Rodriguez going back. Coming in to catch it is Bergeson, and that is out number 2.
Still in a fairly strong position, especially as Bianca Bowling comes up, as she has hit and got on base the last 2 times she's been up to bat.
So we'll see if Bowling can keep that up again. She came around to score the first time, and then she only made it to second last time. Bowling into right field. Going to be trouble? No, it is not. Cesny comes to pick it up, and the rally ends. One runner left on. The score remains 6-5. We move to the top of the 7th. You're watching GCU softball here on GCU TV. Are we still staying here, or are we moving?
My name is Anthony Perez, and I earned my master's in education at Grand Canyon University. I feel that the degree program at GCU definitely got me ready and prepared to reach both short and long-term goals. It's definitely prepared me to lead my classroom and also be a teacher leader to find innovative ways of solving the problems in education in the state of Arizona. I'm definitely committed to student success, and so I'm very passionate about working with students What I absolutely love is when they get that spark in their eye and they understand a concept. When I have those moments is making it all worthwhile in everything that I'm doing. Grand Canyon University definitely has a vibrant campus that has many resources that are accessible. I feel that GCU has prepared me to be an agent of change so that way I can support and advocate on behalf of children in the state of Arizona.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Lopes looking for a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 7th. Butler pops that one up. Dowdle going back. Should be able to make the catch, and she will for out number 1.
That's the beginning of what could hopefully be a 1-2-3 out inning for the Lopes. They're going to need to definitely shut them down here if they want to utilize the opportunity of the bottom of the 7th inning.
Victoria Castro will step in with 1 out. So far, she is 1 for 3 on the day. First one on the way. A little low for ball 1. The 1-0 on the way to Castro. Popped up in the air. Olsen going back. Kay coming in. She'll make the catch for out number 2.
There's 2 for 2.
So if the Lopes can get out of, eventually they'll get out of this inning. And if that, in terms, is Bergeson getting out here, the Lopes will have Maddie Dowdle, Kenzie Hill, and then Taylor Kay leading things off. Dowdle so far 1 for 1. She was hit by a pitch in her second at-bat, so 1 for 1, and then Hill 0 for 2 and Kay 0 for 2, but that one sliced right off the ump, so it'll go foul. So if Dowdle can get on again and Hill can sort of break her little slump in the top of the order, Lopes will eventually hope to look to end things here in the bottom of the 7th. And the big opportunity with Maddie Dowdle leading things off when we get to that point.
Exactly. Both Dowdle and Hill have RBIs in this game. So it'll be good for them to add more to it, and then in that sense, either tie it up or put the Lopes in the lead.
The 0-1 in there for ball 1. So Bergeson so far a triple in the second, then she got on with an error, and then she got a fielder's choice. The 1-1. That one's slicing. Dowdle is there to make the catch. 1-2-3 inning for the Lopes. They'll try to win it in the bottom of the 7th. The score still 6-5.
Absolutely. We called it at the beginning of the inning, and there we saw it. And we know when you see the Lopes play well, you always got to represent. So just to remind you all, get your best GCU gear. Show off that Lope pride and go to lopeshops.gcu.edu to find everything, and I mean everything GCU. All the newest apparel and the coolest accessories. They really do have it all. Use the promo code GCUTV20, the same one you can use to get your coffee and tea from GCBC, to get 20% off just for being a viewer here on GCU TV. Let us all paint the Valley purple. Lopes up.
So the Lopes will be looking for a run or 2 and win it here in the bottom of the 7th in Game 1 of this 3-game series against New Mexico State. Obviously, Game 2 will be at 7:30 right here today, right after this one, and then on Saturday at 5 o'clock. As Maddie Dowdle will get things going in the bottom of the 7th.
And this is it. This is where the Lopes are coming and bringing the last pools of energy, the last bursts of energy and power that they can
Dowdle
to make a difference.
To Rodriguez, off of her glove. Dowdle is on base.
Already with a strong start, Maddie Dowdle gets a base.
So Dowdle gets on now. Kenzie Hill looking to move Dowdle over. She'll show bunt, pull back. Hill, slow roll to Rodriguez. Dowdle is out at second, but Hill is safe at first. And now Taylor Kay will step up.
Good slide for Dowdle. Didn't quite get there in time, but you saw the speed and you saw she wanted to get there. Taylor Kay up to bat next with Kenzie Hill on first.
First one on the way to Kay. Bunt down. Kay will look to beat it out. It'll roll foul. So New Mexico State bailed out by the foul line.
If that's not the most frustrating thing.
And New Mexico State questioning if it hit Taylor Kay as she was running down first, and there is, it would have been batter's interference, she would have been out. Thankfully it did not. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Kay looking to be a difference maker. Showing bunt, she'll take strike 2.
Lopes 1 out. Kenzie Hill still on first.
The 0-2. Kay swung on and missed. First strike. Out number 2. 2 down. And Lorianne Olson hopefully to get the 2-out rally going. Runner on first. Only down 1. First one on the way. Olson takes that one in there for a strike. The 0-1, 2 outs, pitch on the way. Olson, slow roller foul.
It's looking tough for Olson. Hopefully she can extend her at-bat again like she's done for the majority of this game, as now is a time where she absolutely needs to do that. With no balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs for the Lopes.
The 0-2, outside for ball 1. If Olson can just poke one in the outfield, should be enough to at least put Kenzie Hill into a more optimal scoring position.
Right.
Because right after her is Nikki Gonzalez. The 1-2 on the way. Olson pops it up. Rodriguez should make the catch. She will, and that is how we will end game 1. The Lopes drop game 1 of the 3-game series. The score at the end of this first game, 6-5. We will be right back at 7:30 for more Lopes softball right here on GCU TV. A bit of a disappointing loss for GCU, but a lot of production from that middle half of the order for the Lopes.
Absolutely. The Lopes played exceptionally well in the 2nd and 5th inning, getting 5 runs to the Aggies' 6, keeping the game close and not once giving up this evening.
So we will be back at 7:30 right here on GCU TV. In the meantime, you can follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. I'm Philip Katofmo, and for the final time, alongside Dewey Jeffries, we'll be right back at 7:30 for Game 2 of today's doubleheader. You're watching GCU softball here on GCU TV.